Hi everyone, welcome to Mindful Crafts and More. I'm Katrina. If this is your first time checking out my channel, welcome. Take a look at this video or any of my other videos, and if you find yourself inspired, join my channel. Those of you who are returning, welcome back. I really appreciate you just hanging out with me for a bit. So, hi everyone. This is National Craft Month Part 4, and this is a long-awaited video. So, one of my fellow crafters and students that I teach asked if I would show how I made my mini wall hanging using macrame. And I'm not sure if you guys saw it or not, but I will pop up a picture of it hanging here. So yes, so it's a small macrame wall hanging and it's using just a few basic stitches, not really hard, but you do have to focus a little bit in order to do it. So I'd like to try to show you how I made it, and hopefully you can make one for yourself. This is it in real time, and it is not very big at all, so it's small, using a very small wooden dowel and twine. All right, so this is it in a different color of twine. All right, now these were made with items that I purchased from my local Dollar Tree. So, it's really interesting that you can find things, and if you just want to be crafty and just be a little adventurous, you can find things in so many different locations that can be useful for your crafting needs. And for this, it honestly doesn't cost very much at all. Okay, so I'd like to get started and show you how I made it. All right, so let's take a look at the materials that are needed and let's get started. Okay, so let me switch my camera. I am back, and here is a close-up of the mini wall hanging. The twine that's used here, as you can see, has little bits and flecks of other colors in it, and I think that adds to the rustic look of the piece overall. The knots that we're going to be using for this piece are basic knots, and you do have to repeat them over and over again. So it gives you good practice and you get pretty good at it by the time you're done with the project. Okay, so up at the top here, we're going to be using a lark's head knot. And then going further down, we're going to be using square knots. And then we'll use a half hitch, double half hitch knot here, more square knots here, repeating the double half hitch here. And then we'll be doing a little bit of spacing to give us a little bit of design, and that helps with the flow of the remainder of the piece. And then doing half of the square knots to give us a little spiral and a little bit more design and definition to it. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and I am really looking forward to it. So let's take a look at the materials that are needed. We're going to move this one out of the way. Okay, I am back, and here we have the materials needed for this project: a pair of scissors, a wooden dowel, a yarn needle, and I recommend using a metal one for this project. You're going to need a tape measure just to measure out your initial length, and you'll need your twine. Okay, so here are some alternatives over on this side here. Now, these are the ones that I purchased. I purchased these from the Dollar Tree. They came in multiple colors, and they also came in a two-tone. I do recommend for this project using one color and make it a solid color. That way it's easy for you to catch on to the stitches that you have to make. Now, in addition to that, this is cotton twine, but this is a jute, and you could use that as well. Another alternative, if you don't have any of these, is you actually could go ahead and use a cotton. So this is 100% worsted cotton, and that will work just fine. I would not recommend something that's very soft. You want something that is going to be a more firm type of yarn. And the reason for that is it will show your knots better. Okay. All right. So let me move these out the way. And let's get started. So I'm going to take my measuring tape, and what I want to do is measure out to 36 inches at least. Okay. So I'm going to find where my 36 is. Okay. And that's what I want at minimum. Okay. You can go further, but you should not go less than 36. All right. For those of you who are just getting started, I would recommend maybe giving yourself at least to about 48. So give yourself about 4 feet instead of the 3. Okay. But I'm going to measure mine to 36. Okay. Okay, so to the 36. Now, once you do that, you're going to cut it. Okay. So now we're going to cut. Okay. And you're going to measure 18 of these. Okay. 18. So that makes 2. Okay. So here I have 4. What I want you to do is go ahead and continue to measure them out until you have 18 of these, and then I'll be back. Okay, guys, I am back. I have cut my sections. I have a total of 18, and now we're ready to put them on our dowel. Okay, so what we're going to do is take them one strand at a time. Okay, you're going to take them one strand at a time. You're going to take them and put the 2 ends together and find your center. Okay, now you're going to take your dowel, take your loop and put it over the dowel from front to back, and then you're going to pull this section through. Okay, I'm going to pull it through and pull it snug. Okay, so that's a lark's head knot. Okay, and we're going to do that again. Take another strand, put them together, front to back, pull it through, and secure and move it over. Okay, so you're going to do that 18 times. So let's do that. Okay, I am back. I now have all 18 of my strands on the dowel using the lark's head knot here. Okay, I made sure that all of them were nice and snug up to the dowel so that they're not too loose and won't slide off too easily. All right, the next thing that I'm going to do is make use of my clipboard. All right, you could use tape or something like that to affix it if you like, but I'm going to use my clipboard here, and I'm just going to put it right there where my knots are so that now we can get going. All right, so what I'm going to do is divide these up into 4s. All right, so I'm going to work from this side to this side, but it really doesn't matter which side you start working on. Either side will work. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your first 4 and you're going to separate one strand on the outside either way. Okay, and then you're going to have 2 in the middle. All right, so now what we're going to do here is we're going to make a square knot. The way you make a square knot is you're going to take the this side and put it over the first two middle, okay? And then you're going to take the opposite side, put it over, under these two, and through this hole here, okay? And now you're going to just simply bring it up to the top, okay? So that's the first half of a square knot. Now, since we started with this hand, now we're going to do the second half of the square knot, and we're going to do the opposite of what we did. So in this case, then we're going to take this one and put it over the middle two. Take this one and bring it over this one, under the middle two, and through this hole here. Okay? And now we're going to take those and bring them all the way up, and that will make a square knot. So I'm not sure if you can see it there, but that is a square knot, okay? So now we are done with this one, and we're going to just take these four and put them to the side, and we're going to go to the next four. All right? Go to the next four, and once again, we're going to separate the two outer ones. We're going to make a 4 going over the top of the two that are in the middle, okay? Then we're going to take this one on the opposite end and put that over this one. We're going to pick up the two in the middle, go underneath and through here. All right? And then we're going to just bring them all up. Now, if you need to slow this down, please slow it down. Now I'm going to take this one and go over the two middle, the one on the opposite side. So over these, then this one here goes over that one, under the two middle, and through the hole. Okay, now you just take and bring them up. Okay, and that makes your square knot right there. Okay, so we'll do that again. We're going to do this 9 times because we're using 4 at a time. Okay. Right. So as you look at it, your strand should lay flat. Okay. Your strand should lay flat, and you should be able to see however you get started, it should lay flat. Okay, so I'm going to separate the outer ones so that I can see them well. Separate them. Okay, so now you see 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'm going to take this one, and I'm going to bring it across the two middle, okay, across the two middle. Then I'm going to take this one and bring this one. Okay, so this one across the two middle. This one goes over this one. Okay, here's the two middle ones there. So this one goes over this one. Okay, then it goes under those two and out here. Okay, like that. And then I just bring it up. Okay, now let's do it again. Opposite. And you should, again, you should see the square knot as you are tightening it. You should then be able to see, your square knot. So then move those 4 over and you keep going. All right, so I'm going to continue to do this. You guys work on yours, and I will meet you back when I have gotten to the last one. Okay. Okay, so I am back. I am on the last 2 here on this first row. Okay. So again, you're going to go over the 2 in the middle. You're going to take the one on the right and go under that one that you just crossed. You can see that. Go under that one and through. Okay. And then you're going to bring it up nice and tight. You're going to take this one and bring it over the 2 in the middle. This one, you're going to go over there, under the 2 in the middle, and through there. All right. And one last time, make that tight. That's that square knot. And we have one more to do. Okay. So I'm trying to do it so that you guys can see what I'm doing. So I'm taking this and bringing it over. Okay. Then taking this one and bringing it under and through. Okay. And then tighten it. Taking this one, bringing it over, bringing this one over that, under the 2 in the middle. So this one here is going under the 2 in the middle and through there. Okay. And then you just tighten it. Okay. Okay, so I'm done with my first row. And if you count across, you should have a total of 9. All right, so now let's go to the next section. Okay, so the next section is this. You're going to take away the 2 outermost strands. Okay, so you're going to take the one on the outside and then one of the middle strands, and you're not going to use them. So I'm just going to put those up to the top. Okay, so the outer one and the one next to it. All right, so I'm going to put that up to the top because I'm not using it. Okay, so now that gives us a total of 1 less knot that we're going to do. All right, so now we have to redistribute what we're doing. All right, so let me show you. So you're going to use these 2, and you're going to use these 2 from the old first knot, and then these next 2 from the second knot. So that's going to be 1. Okay, and then if we portion them out like this, then we're going to have these 2 and these 2. All right, so that will be another one. So now you're going to have a total of 8 instead of 9. So that's going to be 1. This is 2. This is 3. It's 4. Okay. This will be 5. That'll be 5. This will be 6. This will be 6. This will be 7. And this will be 8. Okay. So if you can see it here, now instead of 9, then you're going to have 8. All right. So let's go ahead and do these knots. And you're just going to continue to do your square knots. Okay. So separate them into 4s with 2 on the outer side and 2 in the middle. You're going to go over the middle 2 and under the one on the other side. Take the one on the other side, bring it under the 2 and through. And then you're going to bring it up as snug as you can get it to the previous knot. For the second half, bring it over the middle 2. Okay, bring it over the middle 2 and under the one on the opposite side. Then the one on the opposite side, you bring it under and through. Okay. And you're just going to bring it up nice and snug. And you're done with that one. Okay, so now you go to the next 4. All right. You can see it. I'm separating it into 4s. Go over and under and through. Then do the opposite. Okay. Go over, under, and through. Okay. And then you can move it over. Once you've done them, the only ones you need to keep out of the way are the 2 top ones here. The rest of these, it's okay as long as you can tell whether you've used them or not. And you should be able to see whether you've used them or not, because this one is going to kind of go this way. And once you've kind of made your knot and you have it nice and secure, it's okay if you can just take it and just move it out the way. And you know the next ones that you're working with are here. Okay, so you should be able to tell, but if it's a challenge for you, just go back up to the top and try to follow those strands down. Okay, so you need 4. Okay, you need 4 strands, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so find your middle strands and go over, under, and then this one goes over and through. Okay. Now, I just used this one to make it tight. And I just used this one to make it tight. So if you happen to do it, just follow them back up, okay? You happen to drop them and you can't remember them. So over and under, okay? And this one goes under and through. Okay. There we go. And move that one out the way. Okay. So now we go to the next 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Find the 2 middle ones. And it does matter. So if you look up here, I'm sorry about the noise, but if you look up here, you should be able to follow where these came from, and they should kind of fall into a straight line. Over time, you will be able to see them, and it will help your knots to be, as to be neater if you can see them. If you can't, don't worry about it. over time, hopefully you'll be able to see them. All right, so we are now at the last one. So once again, take your 4 strands, separate them 1, 2, and 1. Take the outermost over the middle 2 and under the other outermost one. The other outermost one goes under the 2 and through the space that was provided. And then you just bring it all up to the top for the first portion of your knot. And again, I try to get them as close to the top as I can. Now we're going to do the opposite. We started with this hand, so now we're going to take this and go over and under, and through. Okay. All right, so that should be a total of 8 knots here, and let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, and we had 2 strands up here. So now we're going to take the 2 outermost strands here, from here, and from here. And we're not going to use those. And now we're going to have 7 that we need to do. Okay, so you're just going to keep doing that, eliminating 2 strands at a time on either end until you get down to the middle. Okay, so I'm going to continue working on this, and I want you to continue to do the same. All right, I will come back once I have completed each row. All right.